Hello! Right, so I've had a few days to mull over what happened on the old Colchester orbital run that I did last week. So most of this analysis is based around the fact that I was looking at my half marathon time. Now I did, as you know, run more than a half marathon, but this is specifically focusing on the half marathon distance of 13.1 miles. So I did half marathon previously in March, and when I did that I did the run walk method. So I ran for 10 minutes and then I walked for 1 minute, and I literally did that the entire way around, and I completed that in a time of 2:38:57, so 2 hours 38 minutes 57 seconds. This time the half marathon part of the route, again, it was a route I hadn't done before, so I was navigating on my phone, and I did the half marathon part of that in 2:38:30. So that's literally 27 seconds faster than before, which I'm not going to lie, I was really disappointed with that. It's a good 4 months later, and I was expecting to be a lot quicker than that. I've had to think really and just kind of thought about what happened. And obviously I'm not making excuses, but when you look at your performance, you need to work out where you've gone wrong, what you can control and what you can't control. So I've kind of I've written them down in case I forget, because I always bloody forget, and then you think after you've done the video, oh, I should have said that. So in no particular order, this is what I feel was different, and what I could do differently next time. So the first main difference was, of course, the course. Now, the course I did previously was of my own choosing, and I deliberately chose a fairly flat route. Not many hills at all, really, so I was able to just kind of keep going, really. So that was a big thing. Colchester Orbital, it's not a massively hilly route, but there were certain quite long uphill parts, and the elevation was a lot more. I think the elevation for my other one was 27 meters, and for this one it was 300 and something. So I know it's not massive, but it's a lot more, 10 times the elevation more than the previous one I did. So again, that does make a difference. The second one, of course, was having to navigate. So the first time I knew exactly where I was going. I'd planned the route in advance, and I literally just keep going. This time I had to slow down at certain points, work out where I was going. There was a few roads as well which were really busy, and it took me ages to cross. Because of the time I was doing it, I then started to get near busy roads. It was getting on for sort of 8:30, 8:45. It was quite busy time. And I got lost a couple of times, had to go and backtrack and stuff. So again, that slows you down as well, and especially over half marathon distance, that does all add up in the end. Third one was the temperature. So the last one I did in March, I can't remember exactly how hot it was, but it was probably around 10 degrees. This time it was double that. And it's getting even hotter now. I went out for a run this morning in 20 odd degrees again, and it's so much harder. So again, there's that aspect as well that would affect me as well, and it's going to slow me down. The fourth one is obviously I was still recovering from illness. I'd only really not been better for that long, and I was just desperate to get this run done before all that training had undone, and I didn't want to lose all the fitness I've built up as well. So again, that's another factor, really. I think, while my VO2 max and that was similar, my body was still recovering from an illness as well, which obviously didn't help. And the last one, I think, is my fueling strategy. So I got a little bit complacent, I'll be quite honest. So it was around about the hour and a half mark, I started to flag. And probably remember in the video, I think I put around that time saying, oh, it's the time your body thinks, oh, hang on a minute, you'd normally stop by now, you should keep going. That is true, but I also didn't stick to my fueling strategy as well as I could have done. Basically what I did is I usually do, is on half marathon I would take, or a longer run, I would start to take my calories in, my liquid nutrition, about 45 minutes, and take that in, and then about 45 minutes later maybe do the next lot, because obviously you need, I say after about an hour you need calories. You can run, there's varying opinions of what people think, but I've found after about an hour or so I can start to struggle. So the problem is that I left it too late, so I didn't start fueling till around an hour and 20 minutes, and if you think by that time you're then starting to fuel after you actually need it. So for example, it's like driving for 200 miles in the car, and then half an hour before the end of the journey you then start to fill up. So that was the problem. I was still taking in my nutrition with about 15 minutes left of, well, probably a bit longer than that, with about 2 miles to go, and really at that point there's not really much point taking that nutrition in anymore. You need to have it earlier. So that's something I really need to revisit. Same with the caffeine strips as well. They should be on the hour, bam, bam, get those strips in, get the caffeine going, keep it going as well, because I do find it may be psychosomatic or placebo, but I do find caffeine does really help. I really try not to drink or eat, intake I suppose, I try not to drink any caffeine these days really, purely save it for training. And I think it makes a difference personally. I think it makes quite a big difference actually. So that's another big thing. I think I need to dial that in a bit more. And again, this is why we do long runs and stuff when you're training to do a marathon, because I now know I need to do that next time, because I've got another long run at the weekend, and I need to be ready for that. I'm going to do probably 15-16 miles, so I need to make sure I'm taking that nutrition in earlier. Definitely. So putting all those things into perspective, I'm not as disappointed as I was. I am still disappointed because I still feel, in spite of those things, and the nutrition thing, that's on me as well. Right, the course, the navigation. Okay, it was supposed to be fun as well. It wasn't supposed to be a PB. So we'll see. I've got the London Vitality half in August, the 22nd, but the problem with that, it's going to be in London and it's going to be bloody hot. You never know with the British weather. It could be 15 degrees and pouring with rain, but it's more than likely to be 20 odd degrees and sunny. So I'm just going to have to see what happens with that really. Who knows what's going to happen. But I just need to go in and do my best, and really the main focus at the moment just needs to be increasing my mileage safely in order to get to be able to do the marathon distance in October. Fortunately, October should be cooler. So that should make things a bit easier as well. The other problem, again, I'm probably slightly going off topic now, but while I'm rambling, I might as well go for it, is to do a whole marathon having to carry all my supplies on me, or water and everything. That's going to be a pain. So I might look at doing a route and then doing a half marathon route and then doing a loop once, so I can stop and resupply without having to carry everything on me. But we'll see. So that's it, guys. Thanks all for watching. I hope you're enjoying this. I know I hardly have any subscribers, but do you know what? A lot of this I'm doing for me, to be quite honest. It's good to have something to look back on, and it gives me a chance to reflect. And on the long runs as well, it's kind of a little bit of company as well, and it helps to keep me focused as well. And by talking over on camera, all that last mile was this, that last mile was that, and also the biggest thing is then being able to watch that back afterwards. And I've watched that video a couple of times while I was sort of prepping for this, so that was really helpful as well. So yes, thanks for watching, and hopefully trying to upload videos a bit more regularly now, but anyone who follows my other channel will know I'm not the best at regularly submitting content, but we'll see. Alright, cheers guys, see you later.